Hello students, in this video we will continue our environment. This is the second lecture in the series, and in this video we will learn about food chains, then food webs, then 10% law, then energy transfer, and then biomagnification. So these few topics will be discussed today: food chains, webs, 10% law of energy transfer, then the direction of energy transfer, and then biomagnification. So coming to the first topic, food chains. As the name indicates, it should be some series or some chains. So we can form a series of organisms or a chain of organisms which feed on one another, and this chain or this series is known as food chains. Why it is known as food chains? Because this series of these chains have different organisms which feed on one another, and they are all on different levels or different steps. By an example, we can say, if suppose it is a forest food chain, we can have many types of food chain: forest food chain, grassland food chain, aquatic or marine food chain. So I will write some examples from every type of food chain. Suppose it is a forest food chain. So on the lowest level, as I have told you, there may be different levels or different steps of these food chains. So in the forest food chain, at the lowest step will be trees and some other plants, and these trees, they are eaten by some herbivorous animals, herbivores like deer, goat and other. So the second step is deer, and the third step will be carnivores like lions, tigers, cheetah. Any big carnivores or top carnivores can eat these herbivores, or deer and other goats, cattle, other these. So this is a food chain, a forest food chain, where on the lowest step are trees and other plants. Then this is the middle step, and this is the top step. These steps, they are known as trophic levels. Trophic means food, concerning with food. So the tree, they have certain amount of food in them. This food is available to deer, and the food from the deer is available to lion or tiger or other carnivores. So these different steps, they are known as trophic levels. Now suppose I write the food chain of grassland. In grassland, we have grass at the lowermost level, or lowermost trophic level is grass. Then this grass, suppose, is eaten by grasshopper. Small insects, these grasshoppers are eaten by frogs. These frogs, they are eaten by snakes. And these snakes, suppose, they are eaten by hawks or vultures. So this is a food chain, the grassland food chain, and grass, grasshopper, frogs. There may be other animals also, but to symbolize a straight food chain, I have written these. So grass, grasshoppers, frogs, snakes and hawks or vultures. So this is a grassland food chain. Now suppose I write aquatic food chain. In aquatic food chain, the lowermost, the green algae, Chara is an algae, and other small aquatic plants may be here. Then they are eaten by some small aquatic animals. There are many. You have read in ninth, cucumber, small fish, so many small, and suppose these are eaten by big fish, and this fish, it is eaten by crane. So it is again a food chain, aquatic food chain. So in these few food chains, one thing we can see that here only 3 organisms are there. Here 5 organisms are there, and here again 4 organisms are there. And after this, the food chain, it blocks. So little, after 3, 5, 4 or 5 steps, the food chain or 5 trophic levels, the food chain, it does not grow further. Why it is so? It is because of this 10% law of energy transfer. Now we will discuss what is this law. So this 10% law, before discussing this 10% law, I want to draw a pyramid, and this pyramid is showing different trophic levels. What are these different trophic levels? Suppose I draw this pyramid. This pyramid, this is the broadest base. On this base, this is the first level. Suppose this is the first level or first trophic level. Here producers are there. What are producers? Producers are green plant. This is not first. This is the lowermost. Now here primary consumers. Yes, this is first. This is second level, second trophic level, having primary consumers. This is secondary consumers, the third trophic level, and this is the fourth trophic level, having tertiary consumers. So this is a pyramid showing different trophic levels. What does it showing? It is showing different trophic levels. In the lowermost, at the base are producers, then here should be primary consumers, secondary and tertiary. So what are producers? Producers are green plants and also some green algae, and they fix the energy, solar energy into chemical energy. So with the help of chlorophyll and sunlight, they fix carbon dioxide and water in the form of glucose or food. Food is prepared by these producers, and they are known as autotrophs. After autotrophs, these are heterotrophs. This food which is made by green plants or autotrophs or producers, it is being consumed by the other trophic levels. These all trophic levels, they are heterotrophs. The primary consumers are herbivorous animal which feed on herbs like deer, this goat, then cattle. The secondary consumers are the carnivores, the small carnivores, and tertiary consumers like lion, they are the top carnivores. So in this way, here the producers are maximum in number, then lesser than these are primary, lesser, and the tertiary consumers are least in number. Why the number decreases as we go up in the trophic level? Because the energy is highest here and it is least here. energy goes on decreasing from the first level to the top level. And this law is known as 10% law of energy transfer. Now, what is this law? We will understand by an example. Suppose these green plants or producers, they use around 1% solar energy for the formation of food or starch. Suppose they produce 10,000 kilocalories of energy. Suppose we have taken an arbitrary example. Suppose these producers, they form 10,000 kilocalories energy. Now, out of this 10,000, 90% will be used by these plants by themselves. Where they are using for different biological processes or life processes. Like in animals, we have these processes like digestion, working. Plants also have many type of life processes like absorption of water, then transfer of food, and then transpiration, respiration. Many life processes are also taking place in plants. So 90% is used, their reproduction, their growth, their repair, maintenance. So 90% of energy is used in there for their own benefit, and only now 10% is left, which form the body of the plant, which is reserved in the body of the plant. When these plants are eaten by a deer or a cattle or a goat, by herbivores, then only they get 10% of the total energy which was present in the producer. Now this 10% of this will be 1000 kilocalories. This will be 1000 kilocalories. So here they get in the second trophic level, they get 1000 kilocalorie energy. Now the same thing happened when these primary consumers are eaten by secondary consumers or carnivores. What happened? Again, 90% is used by themselves and only 10% is left. So they get only 100 kilocalorie. The second consumers at the third trophic level, only 100 kilocalorie energy is there, which is there for these secondary, which are for them. All other, it is used up. Some is in the form of heat to the environment, and some for the organism for itself, and only 10% is left for to go in the next trophic level. Now when they come to the fourth trophic level, 10% of this is only 10 kilocalorie energy is there for tertiary consumers or fourth trophic level. As the energy goes on decreasing, very less energy is at the top. So this food chain, it has normally 3 or 4 or maximum 5 trophic levels, because as at top there is no energy left for the next trophic level to use it. So this is the 10% law of energy transfer in between organism in environment or in an ecosystem. So this is transfer of energy. One more thing we can know by this transfer, two important, rather not one, we can have two important things by this transfer of energy. One is, we can say, is unidirectional flow of energy. That is, energy flow in only one direction. It cannot come back. How? Suppose this is sunlight. Radiant energy, sunlight. This sunlight, it is taken up by plants, and plants from food for themselves, for others also. And these plants, they are taken up by herbivores, and these herbivores, they are eaten by carnivores, and then these are eaten by top carnivores like lion, etc. So this is the direction of energy flow from top to bottom. Once the plants use sun energy or light energy or radiant energy to form food, this cannot be given back in the atmosphere or to the sun. Once plants are eaten by herbivorous animals, this energy cannot be given back to the plants. So the direction of energy is unidirectional, in only one direction. Once it is used by some organisms, it cannot be given back to the previous trophic level or to the environment. So this is one directional flow of energy. The second thing we can deduce by this discussion, that is known as biomagnification. As the name indicates, the life, something is magnifying with the help of life or inside the living organism. What are these factors which are magnifying in living organisms? These are certain pesticides or insecticides or some chemicals, harmful chemicals, which are injurious for the health of the animals. So how these pesticide or insecticide or chemicals, they are magnifying inside the body? We all know that all the farmers or the gardeners, they put certain pesticides or insecticides on the crop. Wheat crop, sugar cane, lentils, pulses, any crop. So these pesticides or insecticides are to be given, are to be spread on the plants to save them from different pests and different insects. These chemicals, these are chemical in nature, and these chemicals, they are there inside the plant body. They remain there, they accumulate there, and they leached to the soil in the ground, or they are leached to water bodies like ponds or rivers. So these insecticides or pesticide residue, it comes into the soil and the water bodies. And from these water bodies and from the soil also, through different fruits, vegetables and other crops, and through the water, drinking water, these insecticides or pesticide, they come into the body of other plants or the other aquatic animals, and these are being used by other the different trophic level, and as the man, we human being, at the top of the trophic level, we are at the top. So ultimately they come into the body of human beings, and at each trophic level they are accumulated because they are non-biodegradable. They cannot be degraded inside the body by biological processes or life processes. So they get accumulated from the lower trophic level up to the upper trophic level, and the most concentration is at the highest trophic level where human beings belong. So we have highest concentration of pesticide or insecticide in our body, and this higher concentration, accumulation of these injurious chemicals in our body is known as biomagnification. What is magnifying? These harmful chemicals, they are magnifying through different trophic levels, ultimately to the highest trophic level or the top trophic level to human beings. So this is known as biomagnification. One more thing that is left is known as food webs. This is a simple diagram of food web. Now we know food chain. Food chain, I have drawn 3 food chains, and those food chains, they are linear, straight. They are going straight in one direction only. So these food chains, they are linear. But we know that these food chains are not linear always. They are complex in nature. What do we mean by complex food chains? Complex means they are branched and they can go in more than one direction. We can see here, these are the plants. If it is unidirectional, then this grasshopper should take this plant and it will go in one direction. But we can see here that these plants, they are being eaten by different organisms. Here grasshopper, rats, and even cattle and other herbivores. So these plants, they are eaten by different type of organisms. So there is a branch or ramification of these food chains. They are branched and more complex. And now this rabbit, it can be eaten by cat. These are trees. Rats are there. They can also be eaten by cats. And in this way, these food chains, they form a network. And this network is known as food webs. At different levels, here at the lowest trophic level, here it should be aquatic animals, here I should make algae or other aquatic plants. So at the lowest level, most producers are there. The number is maximum at the lowest level, and as we go up, number of organism, it goes on decreasing. Why the number goes on decreasing? Because the energy goes on decreasing as we go from the lower trophic level to the upper trophic level. The maximum is producers, then primary, then secondary, then tertiary consumers, and at the end, very few consumers are there which are at the top of the trophic level. So this we know as food webs. They are branched food chains which are not linear completely. They are complex in nature and they are not unidirectional. They are multidirectional, forming a complex or food web. So this is all for today, and in the next lecture we will discuss other topics of our environment. Thank you.